Today we're going to be spending some time with Ekow Mensah. Now, Ekow Mensah is the CEO of the EMI Group Africa. Now, I have known Ekow since 2010, 2011, somewhere there. And, you know, he's always been passionate about one thing. I'm sure there are other things, but the one thing that I've known him for is women's development. And he's been in that space forever, really, you know. And so many people have come into contact with him because of his passion to see women rise and women do well. He's right here with us, and we're going to have a great conversation with him. He's an author, you know, and an all-round fantastic gentleman. Ekow, welcome.
Hello.
It's been so long. Goodness gracious. Yes. You know what? This is not the place that I thought I would see you again.
At all. We've been hustling.
I know.
Since.
I know.
I
know.
It's a different level of hustle. We're still on the grind. We're still on the grind.
Right.
But Chris, you also know Ekow.
Yes, I know Ekow, but he doesn't remember me. Maybe
he doesn't remember.
Oh, maybe
because of all the glam.
The glam and the glitz.
Yeah, but it was interesting meeting him. And when I went to his office, like you said, there are a lot of women that work there. Yeah, and I was like, wow, I'm very, very impressed.
Yeah.
Women from different places and different status, you know, and it was just important for him to, you know, help this woman become some. But I want to ask, why are you so interested in the development of women?
Okay. Well, this question, I think I answer it in different, I answer it from different angles, depending on what stage I'm on. But the truth really is, I like women. And you can only succeed in things that you like, right? So then the things that you're very passionate about are the things that you succeed in. And coming from a background where I'm in between two amazing, powerful sisters, and also I have a wonderful mother. I think my orientation has been, and I've also experienced how powerful women can be, you know, in growing whatever they have, and when they set their mind to something, how much they can achieve. And the truth is, when a woman becomes successful, everybody tends to benefit from that success. You know, the community benefits, the family benefits. A woman will not become successful and then try to expand her territory at the detriment of the people that are dependent on her.
Right.
And I feel that men have also had their chance. So let's see what the women can do when they have given the opportunity and the support to grow, succeed, and correct the mistakes of the past. So it's just the time for women, and I'm happy to be part of the evolution and their growth.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did all of this begin? So let's say pre-2011 when we first met. You were already on this journey, you know, and you would organize workshops and conferences and all of those things.
Yes.
But you said that you're between two powerful sisters, and you have an amazing mother as well. Tell us what growing up was like.
So I've always been cute, very tiny boy, very very curious, you know. So yeah, that's us. Well, growing up, we've always been a very close-knit family, even though I have an amazing extended family. We're quite big, but we've been, you know, in an environment of care and love, and we have a special
So are those
bond.
your sisters?
Yeah, so that's the one next to me. I'm the first one in the burgundy trousers, and then the next one is my elder sister, Harriet, and the next one is the youngest, Kobe. He's not young anymore. That's a 36-year-old. And then the next one is a 38-year-old. That's Tabitha. And they're wonderful. Growing up, we fought a lot, but then we always came together against everyone else.
But you said you've always been cute. You don't look cute.
Well, he overshadows me, when we come together, but then I am cute in my own right. So we
Okay, then that's mom there behind you.
Yeah, that's mom. Dad is always hustling somewhere. He's an entrepreneur like myself, so then he's there, but I think he's the one taking the picture. Either he's the one taking it or he's talking to the pastor. He's a very sociable person, so he's always talking to someone. Yeah, so that's my mom and the family, and we're still very close. So I grew up with love and care, and also with the awareness that, you know, when you take care of your own, you know, you tend to to just be happy and fulfilled. So yeah, I've been a happy child.
So that's you there doing what?
So this in Fanspim.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to, so growing up, I went to NavWest. I started from public school, and then I went to a private school when my dad made it in life.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
so moving
okay.
from public to private, I had to repeat a class just to get in. So my mates are actually ahead of me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from Chapel Hill, I went to Fanspim,
Okay.
the greatest school in the world.
Chapel Hill, Takrady.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I went to Fanspim after that.
Yeah.
And then from there I went to Tech, and I did a course at the UPSA, but it's a foreign MBA.
Okay.
So that has been my education. But in Infantsfilm, I was at Battelle Snitz, middle floor, and I was nowhere close to a prefect, but I was the circuit coordinator of writers and debaters. I've always been talking. I mean, if there's a list of talkatives and my name is not first, second, or third, it's fake. It's fake. So yeah, so that's it. And I like sports, but I don't like playing. I just like the Jama. I like Jama a lot.
Okay.
I think the energy that it gives really, yeah.
But you don't play the sports. Why don't you play?
I use my mind for it. So I'm at the administrative. I am a coach, but it's not a sport coach.
No, I mean like you can be a sports coach.
Oh yeah,
if
incredible,
it has to be,
incredible sport coach. It's incredible sport coach. I think I do it, but it's just a sport of building businesses.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I don't do any sports at all. I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Well, Jama should become a sport then.
It should.
It
It
should.
should.
Yeah.
I love Jama.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my Jama days.
Yeah.
I love Jama.
Yeah.
But I sing. I was in Joyful Way in
Okay.
Infantsfilm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Joyful Way. My mates are now the leaders of Joyful Way
Okay.
now.
So
Seth
what?
and
Seth and co.
all those, yes.
Oh, I see.
Seth was a year behind me.
Okay.
So I was in Joyful Way. I was singing in Gehi
Yeah.
and everything.
I
Holy
see.
Child, Agri.
Wow.
Oh, Frontline. I used to lead songs
Hey.
and everything. And then when I went to Tech, interestingly, I got into drama.
Okay.
So I was acting in Tech.
So literary wing and all
Yes,
the drama.
mass drama,
Yeah.
CCF, CAD.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't do
I-
Explo?
No, that was music.
Yeah, because you were
but we
doing
did-
Joyful Way, so
exactly.
I thought you would go to
No.
Expo.
So that's something I transitioned
Okay.
from. You know, I want to live a full life.
Yeah.
So I try to
Do
experiment
everything.
everything. Yeah, because I'm not going to come back.
Yeah.
I don't believe in reincarnation. I think
Yeah.
that life is too stressful. When you die, you just die.
Just die and
Yeah,
move-
so
and move.
I want to. So I've experienced singing in SS. Let me go experience acting. So in 4 years, I was doing, my nickname was, in Fanspin was Lipsy, because obviously. And then in Tech was Temptation.
Hey.
Why?
Because I did this mass drama play, and I was a
Okay.
devil that was tempting people.
Okay.
And I did it so well that at the end, it became my name. So everybody that
Temptation.
remembers me from
Yeah.
Tech used to call me Temptation.
Temptation.
And it was very uncomfortable till I
Yeah,
decided to
I can
embrace it.
imagine,
Like,
right?
Charlie Temptation does that. Yeah, but it was a good experience. Up to today, my mom still asks me why I don't join Uncle Bo and all that. But I think I've also moved
You've
on
also moved on,
to do something else. So yeah, maybe one of these days.
Yeah. So at what point did you say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to get into coaching. I'm going to get into trying to help people discover themselves.
So the thing is, I've always been an entrepreneur, an explorer, an experimenter. And I think that I've always had a mindset that is different from the norm. I don't believe in repetitive things. Like, I don't believe our life is predestined in a way that you cannot do anything else outside what is known as the norm.
Yeah.
So I've always been an entrepreneur. The closest I've come to being employed is when I did my national service at St. Mary's in Takrady as a teacher. And then when I came to Accra to take up an internship with Legacy and Legacy, Albert
Okay.
and Comfort
Yeah,
Okran.
yeah.
And after that, that was it. 6 months, my mind was made up. I'm going to move on. Because originally, I was born and raised in Takrady. But I've always known that my gift would flourish more here, and it would have helped me to expand from Accra. So I moved from Accra after my national service. And then I joined Legacy for 6 months internship. And after that, I started my business, you know,
Right.
trying to build entrepreneurs. I've always had the mindset that if we could come together, we can solve the problems we have. So then I'm big on network, I'm big on collaborations.
Yeah.
So then from the busy internet days where I was doing my business and everything, but then doing this for a while and then knowing that it's not easy for people to start, sustain, and grow businesses, I thought with all the experience I've had over the years, I can help people through the transition and then bringing some clarity to what they're trying to do and helping people shape the conversation, their lives, and then trying to do something meaningful with themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So while you were, helping people, and the time you decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I want to be an entrepreneur, how has that journey been to helping people? Have you ever encountered, some hitches? Have there been some failures and all that? How has it been?
I'm still failing. Proudly.
I like that.
No, I'm still failing because failure is actually not what it is. It's part of experience. And the world and the marketplace pays for experience. All right, so if you don't go through the ups and downs of growing something tremendous, you will never really have that experience that will give you the tenacity and the audacity to actually help other people. So I think that for me, I'm still failing, but I'm failing forward.
Right.
I am learning from my past, my mistakes. I have grown a business to a point. I have failed completely. I have started again, and every year has its own experience. So I don't call it failure. I think I'm still building capacity and experience that will enable me and equip me to do more and be more helpful to quite a number of people. So I'm still failing. The journey is tough, but it's part of the experience. Experience is actually the only thing you cannot buy, no matter how rich you are. You need to go through it.
Through the mill.
So I'm still working. I mean, we're still grinding, but we've gone through a lot of iterations, and we're still working on it.
What is EMI Group Africa?
My ideas. That's the home of my somebody calls me C25. A friend of mine, Yvonne McCarthy, very good friend of mine. She calls me C25 mainly because she says that every time she meets me, I have an idea. And I think she believes that from the time we were together in our days at British Council, up until recently, every time I meet her, I tell her something new. So everything I've told her comes together as 25 different ideas. So EMI is my effort at bringing together everything that I have given birth to, everything I've created, and everything that is of value to the world.
Is it an acronym to something? Like
EMI is Ekow Mensah Investments.
Okay.
So it's a holding company, and that's where all my ideas sit.
And you said EMI Group Africa. So I presuppose that, because I know you have interests in Tanzania, Kenya, other parts of the country. How far spread are your interests within the continent?
The vision is to get to all the 54 states, 54 countries, because my mission in life really is very simple. How do I help people to succeed? How do I help people to find fulfillment in what they do? And then how do I help people to live or build lasting legacies? So for me, my belief is Africa is at the point where we need to rewrite and retell our stories. So for everything I do, currently I can say we are working in 8 countries. We are nowhere close. So that's why when I got the interview, I was telling my people, I actually resisted it for a long time. I was like, no, personality? No, sometimes when you know where your vision is and then where you've come and you're not there yet. But and sometimes it can be imposter syndrome,
I suffer that a lot.
We all do. Big achievers, visionaries, because we look at where we want to get to, where we are now, what we have, what we don't have. Exactly. But currently, currently I think we've worked in about 8 countries. We've impacted almost like 150,000 lives, and we're still moving.
Right.
So walk us through some of the, because like you said, ideas, at every stage there's something different. I remember Tano, and a few other ones. So you can just walk us through some of the different things that you've done in terms of impacting lives.
So I just take from legacy and legacy. That was a big learning place for me, because they were doing something that I wanted to do and I still am doing. So I went there to learn. And then from there, I joined the British Council as a consultant. I was there for 8 years. And then after that, I took up a role with DwellWorks USA. I'm an intercultural consultant for expatriates coming to Africa. So all the expatriates that you see, we try to train and equip them and support their family to settle and to be able to find ways of working with the indigents. So
Okay.
I do that across West Africa.
Okay.
I'm still doing it. I've done it for almost 10, 11 years. So, and then I moved
Because settling in a new environment
It's
is
tough.
not easy.
at all.
Yeah, and I
At
think
all.
that sometimes indigenous people or people that are native to countries take that for granted
True,
because
true.
you were born here,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
you just take it for granted. But for somebody who wasn't, coming in can be challenging.
Yeah, the cultural shock alone, you know, and then most of these expatriates come with their entire family.
Yeah.
You know, and the environment is different, the school is different, the work culture is different. And if you don't understand the people you're working with,
Yeah.
you wouldn't get the
best out
productivity
of
you're
them.
expecting.
Yeah.
And then if you don't take care, they will revolt against you. And at the end of the day, your mission is aborted. So I don't take back my role in Dwell Works for granted because it's given me an experience with a lot of how these things work and how to be effective wherever you go. So that's something I'm still doing. TANO is the African Network of Entrepreneurs. I've run TANO for a very long time. And mainly it's just bringing entrepreneurs together and solving our problems. And Women Rising, like you mentioned, is one of TANO's initiative. But it came from my work with UT Bank.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
so
wow.
I was part of those that were running the Ekow project by UT Bank. And that was a project to equip women entrepreneurs and, you know, to be able to build businesses so that UT can work with them. So we're part of those that were making it work. But then Women Rising was a backup plan because we had hints that, oh, the program was not going well. So then we set up Women Rising so in case the UT stops, we can evolve into, and that's exactly what happened. And that's why we've run Women Rising for 8 years on the back of the Ekow project. And then I have done some consulting for Premium Bank. I was running the Help Station project for 2.5 years. I don't know why most of the banks I have consulted for, but I think it's because they are also trying to be innovative and do something different, and that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the Help Station, I don't know if you saw it, Solutions. So we used to do these drama series on how to set up business, grow it, and all that. And I did it for 2.5 years. And then after, now I'm with the Chamber of Commerce and all that. So I'm predominantly a consultant for a lot of organizations. And at the back of what I do for myself, TANO, Women Rise, and iConcept and all that, it's just building the experience to be able to offer
The
my
services,
services to them. Yeah.
Right. So consultant, trainer, speaker, author,
Coach.
coach. Which one do you love being? Which one makes you really happy? I know you enjoy all of them, but which one, you know, gives you that oomph, you know, when you're doing it, it's just so easy for you?
Training.
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 You enjoy training.
I would do training any day, anytime, anywhere.
Wow.
I love to train. I love the experience of seeing people's faces when they understand something, and especially when they can apply things to themselves. I really like it when people sit down looking at you. You know, people like, you know, when you're training, people are excited, and they're like, my trainings are always exciting. It's like a whole, if it's not fun, it's not engaging, it's not my training. But the truth is, at the end of my training, you can literally see in the eyes of people that I should have heard this
There's a brightness.
before.
Yeah.
I should have heard this before, but now that I've heard it, I'm going to make sure my life is never the same. So for me, if I was to choose one thing that I would do for the rest of my life, it would be training.
Right.
Soft skills training.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The question always comes, you know, I have always believed in pursue your passion. Some people argue against that because they say that passion will not necessarily feed you. But I've always maintained that pursue your passion and figure out how to make your passion feed you. That's my rationale.
Yeah.
For you, of all the different things you do, which one would you say is your core passion vis-a-vis your money maker?
So the thing is, I like what you said about pursue your passion, but sometimes it doesn't feed you.
Yeah.
The truth about that is, you see, money is man-made. And if you want something that man-made, you need to serve man.
Man. Okay.
And I mean man and woman,
Wow.
you know. So let me use human.
I like that.
Yeah.
The truth is, and this is why I teach people that if money is your problem, then find the people that have it and serve them.
Yeah.
And make sure what you're serving them with is your passion. People say pursue passion, but then it's a selfish quest
Yeah.
to please themselves.
Yeah.
How do you please yourself when you don't have money?
Okay.
It is at the point where you are rich enough,
Then you can
where you don't
please
need
yourself.
anybody's
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you pursue passion that serves nobody.
Okay.
But then if you need people's money,
Yeah.
first of all, figure out what is it that they want, which is their need, that my passion can serve
serve
them.
the-
And in serving them,
Wow.
they give, it's a value exchange.
Yeah.
So you cannot be looking for something that is man-made
Yeah.
from a man that doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So
Like that.
that's the thinking that, and the reason why I love teaching, because a lot of things have been said by people that are at different levels of their lives. Because if you're rich and you're talking passion,
Yeah, it's
I
different.
understand.
Yeah,
But
it's
if you are
different.
broke
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
talking
Passion,
passion,
that's also a
Yeah.
different
if
thing.
you're broke, you
Yeah.
don't talk passion. If you're broke, you talk service.
Okay.
I like that.
Because it is in service that you get paid. So you look for what you can do. Somebody says, I don't have any money, and you're sitting home watching TV.
Yeah.
So I have to go hustle
Yeah.
and give you the money?
Yeah.
No, go clean.
Yeah.
Go
Right.
wash.
Yeah.
Go weed.
Yeah.
Do something for somebody that
Yeah,
they'll
and
pay
get
you
paid-
for.
get paid, yeah.
You can drive. You have a valid license. So why are you broke?
I actually like I actually like what you're saying, and I wish I wish a lot of people are watching this, especially the Gen Zs.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because the Gen Zs have this thing in their mind that my passion, it's my passion, my passion. Like I have to be a boss of my own. I have to like they never want to serve. They
Yeah.
never, and I don't know how all this came to work.
I mean, but you see, it's not a bad thing, because passion is what will fuel continuity and sustainability.
Right, yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with it, but in what context?
Exactly.
It's the context. It's you have to. So, for instance, your passion is to love. DWP Academy, right? I love those guys because I know where they came from. I've always followed Dance God.
Yeah, the dance
and I
guys.
knew him when he was doing this and Keep Faith and all those things. But they've evolved. Why? Because they are serving a lot of people's interest online. So the more they give us value, the more we reward them with value.
Exactly.
All right, so follow your passion, but put it in context that serves somebody. When you're a musician and all you're doing is singing songs that nobody wants, you won't be rewarded for it.
No.
So that's why you need to have a balance. At the end of the day, you will get to a point in your life when you've served enough where you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But at that point, because of the service you've given, people will still want to support your own dreams, you know, and that's where the challenge is. Everybody wants to pursue their own thing, but unfortunately, not all of us are coming from a silver spoon. So then make sure whatever you are passionate about serves people's needs, and then you'll be okay.
Right.
Now, you've been writing too.
I write. So this is my first book. Okay, Your Dreams
Your
Matter.
Dreams Matter.
Your
Came-
first book. So
Yeah.
how many books do you have?
I have 110 titles, but I have only 2 published books now. But I intend to write a lot, and now AI is actually making our lives easier. Yeah, so
sure.
we're going to publish. There's one that you were showing, Women Are
Women,
Humans and
Humans,
Not Superheroes. That's a book that I'm going to launch during the Women CEO Summit.
I love it.
Because we tend to make people think women can take everything. So you can abuse them, you can do whatever, even at work, overwhelm them, and still they would, you know, and they take care of family, they take care of work. And no, they are humans. Okay, so we'll get there. But this is my first published book. It came after a lot of people said, do you have a book? Do you have a book? So I wrote about why I don't have a book. So this is your copy, and this is your copy.
You wrote
you.
about...
Why it took me a long time.
Wait, you wrote about why you don't have a book.
Yes.
All right, so that's the book that
This is the one you're talking about.
Yes, this is
Women
the
are
woman I'm
humans,
working
not
on.
superheroes.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I mean, even the title alone is a story on its own.
So I'm working on it. Hopefully by October it should be done. It should be done. But this is my first book, and it talks about imposter syndrome. We are all suffering. Why it took me so long? Because I didn't think I even had enough English language vocabulary to do this and things. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people are
I think
fighting.
we go through that.
And that's why I do coaching.
Yeah.
Because
we go
yesterday,
through
for instance, I coached my own mate, and it was so fulfilling because we all were in infant Spain, went to tech and everything, and then it came to me for coaching. And I was like, okay, I think I'm arriving.
Yeah. No, but that's what it is, isn't it? I mean, I'm thinking about what you're talking about, and I've had this thing in my head for the longest time about, I don't want to share it on air because people take ideas and run away with it. Take ideas and run away with it, you know. But, and I'll share with you off air. But I think that there's always a lot of second guessing. Am I there? Can I do? You know. And I recently had a fantastic breakthrough at work.
Yeah.
I had a fantastic breakthrough. There was something that was blocking. you know, me from moving that next step. And I had a conversation with my boss, Samets, and he asked me to do something, and I said, this is one of the scariest things that I don't want to do. Then he started laughing. And then he said, come see me in the office. And he said, listen, it's just do it piecemeal. Okay, do it piecemeal. Share with me what you've done. Let's work through it.
Yeah.
And that gave me the confidence to say, let me try.
Let me try.
When I tried, and he now said, it's good. I was like,
And you're surprised, right?
like that is good.
True.
We are okay.
So that's it.
That, look, it just suddenly blew the lid off.
Yeah,
And suddenly,
it
I
happens.
don't have that problem anymore.
It happens.
You know?
It happens.
So yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Fantastic.
I mean, we are in an environment of nurturing and care, and I think that actually is causing a lot of the challenges we are facing. And we also give everything to God.
Too much.
So then at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we don't take responsibility
Ability.
for our own lives. I think the whole point of us being a very hospitable people is what is causing the challenges we're facing. We don't push people out to do stuff. You're 25, 30, you're still living with your parents. That is an anomaly. Like, why would you still stay in the comfort? Because life is supposed to evolve from dependency to independence to interdependency. So then if you don't go through that path, you realize that you get old where you're supposed to be independent and you're still dependent. Africa is still dependent. Why? Because we are so used to dependency that we think that the only point of growth and emancipation is dependency. And until we break that cycle in our minds, that, listen, you need to push people out. You know, if you have a business in Ghana, right, and you're not tough, your business doesn't grow.
True.
So then if you don't find a balance between being a tough boss and being a caring boss, your business will suffer. So a lot of the businesses, and this is by research, a lot of the businesses that are run by typical Ghanaians are not doing well.
They won't do
And
well.
if you see big visionaries that want to build big businesses, most of the heads are not Ghanaians. Because culturally, we are too laid back.
And they say that when you are a strong boss, you hear them say that,
Yes.
and that's a good boss.
See, but at the end of the day,
You get things
when
done.
he rewards for results, they are all happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then, you know, so our culture really, we need a lot of
Ekow.
recycling and
Thank you.
rebranding.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining
All
us.
right,
Thank you
you're
for the
welcome.
book.
Thank you for sharing. And how do people get in touch with you if they want to reach-
Ekow.Mensah.com. I have a website,
Ekow.Mensah.com.
Ekow.Mensah.com.
Okay.
Send me a message, I'll get back. Or Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram. Google me.
Exactly.
I like
All
that.
right. Fantastic. This has been a great conversation with Ekow Mensah, sharing you know, a bit of his journey. And there's a lot more that we can't talk about on air, but because of constraints of time and everything.